Tabitha served her community so well that when she died, the people wouldn't have it. They sent for Peter. Peter, who had been hanging around with Jesus for a few years until Jesus died and then was resurrected and then went back to heaven, Peter went traveling around telling people about Jesus. And wherever Peter went, people gathered because Peter, through the Holy Spirit, could heal people. So the people in whatever town he was in would bring their people to him to be healed, kind of like what happened when Jesus was around. So when Tabitha got sick and died, the people in her community knew that Peter was nearby, and they sent 2 men to go get him. So Tabitha, when she was alive, was this wonderful servant, and she made beautiful clothes for the ladies in her community. She made tunics and scarves and beautiful things. I picture her sitting in her house at nighttime all by herself with a candle, just sewing beautiful seams and choosing fabrics and patterns. And I imagine she prayed for the people who would get her beautiful garments. And imagine the joy she felt when she was finally finished with one and could give one away. So Tabitha died. They got Peter, and as soon as he arrived, the women gathered around Peter, and they showed him all the beautiful things that she'd made for them. And he was so moved by their tears and their outrage at Tabitha's death that he asked them to leave the room, and he knelt beside Tabitha and prayed. And then he touched Tabitha and he said, "Get up." And she did. She came back to life. And he brought her downstairs and reunited her with all her people, and there was, much rejoicing. So what does this mean for us? Tabitha had a hobby. She loved it, and she was able to figure out how to use it for God. I bet you do too. I bet you have a hobby that you could use for God's work. I know I do. I love to knit, and so I knit prayer shawls for people who are not feeling so well, and I love giving them away. I bet there's something that you do in your life that God can use, and I hope that you find out what it is, because there is no greater joy than to do what you love and have it impact people. Tabitha impacted people. I know I have. I know that you can too.